There's something every woman secretly craves, something far more powerful than looks, money, or status. It's not about what you give her physically, it's about what you make her feel. When you know how to awaken that feeling inside her, you don't have to chase her. You don't have to prove your worth. She'll feel drawn to you in a way she can't even explain, like gravity. This isn't manipulation. It's understanding emotion on a deeper masculine level. Because when you know what truly moves a woman's soul, she'll go crazy for you without you even trying. When a woman feels emotionally safe around you, everything changes. She opens up. She laughs differently. Her voice softens. Her eyes hold yours longer. Because safety isn't about words. It's about energy. It's about her knowing she can be herself without judgment. When you give her that calm presence, she starts to crave it. You become her peace in a world that constantly demands her to be strong. And trust me, every woman wants to feel soft in front of a man who makes her feel safe. But don't make the mistake of being too available. Mystery is your silent weapon. It's not about playing games, it's about maintaining depth. When she knows everything about you too soon, the curiosity dies. But when you move with purpose, when she sees layers she hasn't yet discovered, her mind starts spinning with questions about who you truly are. That's what keeps her invested. Women fall for the unknown, not the predictable. Then there's presence, the kind of focus that makes her feel like the only person in the world when you're with her. No distractions, no phone, no fake charm, just your attention, genuine, unwavering. Most men talk to women to get something, few listen to truly understand. When you master presence, your silence speaks louder than any pickup line ever could. She doesn't want easy. She wants a challenge that awakens her feminine energy, the masculine that's strong, but not arrogant. Firm, but not controlling. When you set boundaries, when you stand for something, when your energy says, I won't chase, but I also won't settle, she feels a magnetic pull toward you. That's the spark that drives her wild, because she senses your worth without you ever having to say a word. Admiration isn't something you can ask for. It's something you earn through consistency, confidence, and emotional discipline. When your words align with your actions, she feels it. When you handle chaos with calm, she respects it. And when she respects you, attraction becomes inevitable. Every woman wants to admire the man she loves. She wants to look at you and feel proud that you're hers. But the most powerful part is connection. Real connection doesn't come from control. It comes from surrender. It's when two people drop the masks and feel each other's energy without trying to dominate or impress. It's the quiet moments, the shared silence, the way she leans into your chest because she feels peace, not pressure. When you understand her emotions, not to fix her, but to feel her, that's when she loses her mind over you. So remember this, women don't fall for words, they fall for how you make them feel. Make her feel safe, curious, seen, challenged, respected, and deeply connected. And you'll never have to question her loyalty or attraction. She'll go crazy for you because in a world full of men who only look, she found one who feels. When a woman feels emotionally safe around you, everything about her changes. She doesn't have to overthink her words. She doesn't have to hide behind a mask. And she doesn't have to pretend to be strong all the time. She can simply breathe. That's the kind of peace every woman secretly craves, the kind that allows her to drop her guard and just exist. It's not about you telling her she's safe. It's about her feeling that safety through your energy, your tone, your patience. Most men think attraction is built through excitement, physical chemistry, or material gestures, but what truly binds a woman to a man is the emotional comfort he provides when the world outside feels too loud. When you carry calmness in your presence, you silently communicate something powerful. You don't have to fight here. That feeling, for her, is addictive. Because so many women live in constant defense, protecting themselves from being misunderstood, used, or taken for granted. But when she meets a man who allows her to exhale, who doesn't make her question her worth, she feels something she can't easily explain. her body relaxes. Her tone softens. Her laughter becomes real. That's when she starts craving your presence, not because of what you do, but because of how you make her feel. Emotional safety is created through consistency, how you speak to her when you're angry, how you handle her emotions when she's vulnerable, how you respond when she tests your patience. It's not about perfection, it's about stability. Women remember how they felt in your presence more than anything you ever said. If your energy remains grounded even when things get tense, she'll learn that you're not someone who breaks under pressure, and that stability makes her want to get closer. The truth is, when a woman feels emotionally unsafe, she pulls away even if she loves you. She won't argue or explain, she'll just slowly fade. But when she feels safe, she blossoms. She'll give more, love harder, and show parts of herself she's never revealed before. That's when her femininity truly awakens. So if you want a woman to go crazy about you, don't chase her attention. Build her trust. Because once she feels safe in your energy, she'll never want to lose it. Mystery is one of the most powerful forces in attraction, yet so many men lose it without even realizing. A woman's mind is naturally curious. She wants to explore, to discover, to understand what lies beneath the surface. When you reveal everything about yourself too soon, your emotions, your routines, your thoughts, your availability, you take away the magic of discovery. Mystery isn't about being secretive or playing games. It's about having depth. It's about living a life so full of meaning, purpose, and quiet confidence that she can sense there's more to you than meets the eye. That's what pulls her in, the feeling that there's always another layer of you she hasn't yet uncovered. When a man moves with intention but doesn't explain every move, he becomes intriguing. His silence holds weight. His words carry meaning. His absence even feels different. She starts to wonder what occupies his thoughts, what drives him, what kind of world he moves through when she's not around. That curiosity becomes emotional gravity. She starts to look for signs, to read between the lines, to try to understand you, not because you're distant, but because you're real. You have an inner world that doesn't revolve around her, and that's exactly what keeps her coming back. You see, mystery builds respect. It makes her feel like she's in the presence of a man who values himself, a man who doesn't need validation to feel worthy. When you don't overshare, when you don't rush to fill every silence, you create space for her to wonder. That space is where attraction grows. Most men try to impress through words, but the most powerful men impress through presence. You don't have to prove who you are. You simply allow her to sense it. And here's the truth. A woman doesn't want to know everything about you right away. She wants to discover you slowly, to feel like each conversation, each interaction reveals a new layer. That journey of discovery is what keeps her emotionally invested. When she feels like she's still exploring your world, she never gets bored. She never feels she has you completely figured out. So don't give away your mystery too soon. Let her curiosity do the work. Because when she's trying to understand you, she's already falling for you. Presence is something rare, something most people have forgotten how to give. When you are with a woman and your attention is fully on her, not half, distracted, not thinking about what to say next, not scrolling through your phone. She feels it on a level she can't describe. Presence makes her feel seen, valued, and understood. It tells her without words that she matters in that moment, that she's not just another face in the crowd. And that feeling is intoxicating, because most men listen to respond, but the few who listen to feel become unforgettable. When you look into her eyes and actually hear what she's saying, when you notice the small changes in her tone, when you let her finish her thoughts without cutting her off, she feels safe to open up more. She starts to share things she doesn't tell anyone else. And in that exchange, emotional intimacy is born. Presence isn't about doing something grand. It's about the small, silent signals that tell her you're here, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It's about putting your full attention where your body already is. A man who is present stands out instantly. He doesn't rush the conversation. He doesn't look around the room searching for someone better to talk to. He makes her feel like she's the only one that exists in that moment. That energy draws her closer because it gives her what she rarely gets: genuine connection. It's not about pretending to care. It's about actually caring enough to be still, to listen, to observe, to connect. Women remember presence because it leaves an emotional fingerprint on their soul. When you master presence, you no longer need to chase validation. Your calm focus speaks for you. Your energy says you're grounded, confident, and in control of yourself. And that control is deeply attractive because it represents strength. Not loud strength, but silent power. A man who is truly present doesn't lose himself in the noise of the world, and that stability becomes magnetic. So when you're with her, be all there. Look at her, listen to her, feel her energy. Because in a world full of distractions, the one who gives his full attention becomes unforgettable. Presence isn't about saying the right thing. It's about being the right energy. A woman doesn't want everything to come easy. She wants to feel that spark of challenge that awakens her feminine energy. The truth is, women are drawn to men who make them feel something deep, a mix of admiration, curiosity, and excitement. When a man stands firm in who he is, when he doesn't bend just to please her, he becomes a challenge, not because he's playing hard to get, but because his standards, his focus, and his boundaries demand respect. And respect, more than charm or compliments, is what ignites true attraction. When you challenge a woman emotionally and intellectually, you invite her to rise into her feminine energy. You're not trying to dominate her, you're inspiring her. You show her that you're not afraid of her moods, her tests, or her intensity. You stay calm, you stay grounded, and that calm confidence makes her want to know you more. She feels your strength not through aggression, but through composure. She starts to realize you're not like everyone else who easily gets shaken or desperate for her validation. That realization creates desire because women want to feel the masculine energy that stands firm like a mountain. The challenge isn't about conflict, it's about depth. It's about her knowing that she can't manipulate your emotions, that your sense of worth isn't tied to her approval. When you remain steady even when she pulls away, when you don't lose your balance, when she tests your patience, she feels your power. She feels safe in that strength. It's paradoxical, but the man she can't control becomes the man she can fully trust, because she knows his emotions aren't weak or reactive, they're disciplined. Being a challenge also means having a life that doesn't revolve around her. You have goals, passions, and principles that you protect. You lead yourself first, and that independence is what makes her want to follow your lead naturally, not because you force it, but because she respects it. So never fear being a challenge. It doesn't push the right woman away, it pulls her closer, because deep down, every feminine soul craves a man she can't easily predict, a man who tests her in the best way possible, not through games, but through growth. And that's the kind of man she never forgets. Admiration is something every woman feels before she truly falls in love. It's not just about attraction, it's about respect. It's the quiet moment when she looks at you and thinks, this man is different. She sees how you handle life, the way you move, speak, and lead yourself. And something inside her awakens. She starts to admire your strength, not just your physical presence, but your emotional discipline. Because deep down, women don't want a man who reacts to everything. They want a man who responds with calm control. That kind of steadiness is rare, and rare is irresistible. You can't demand admiration. You earn it through consistency, through showing up when you say you will, through keeping your word when it's inconvenient, through handling chaos with composure. A woman watches everything quietly. She notices how you treat others, how you handle stress, how you manage disappointment. When she sees that your energy doesn't crumble under pressure, that you don't let your emotions control your character, she feels a kind of respect that no charm or flirtation could ever create. And once a woman admires you, attraction naturally follows. It becomes emotional, not just physical. Men often chase validation, trying to impress with material things or attention. But admiration doesn't come from trying too hard. It comes from alignment, when your actions match your words. When you live with purpose, when your focus is on your mission, when you move with direction instead of desperation, she feels your value. You become a man who doesn't need her to feel complete, but one who chooses her because your life already has meaning. That difference is magnetic. Admiration is what makes a woman proud to stand beside you. It's what makes her defend you when you're not around and trust your judgment when things get hard. She sees the strength in your patience, the authority in your silence, the confidence in your humility. And that's when she starts to crave your presence. Not because you make her feel small, but because you make her feel secure. So if you want a woman to truly respect and desire you, don't seek her praise. Focus on your purpose, stay consistent, stay grounded. Because when a woman admires the man you are, she doesn't just love you, she believes in you. Connection is the deepest form of attraction. It goes beyond appearance, beyond words, beyond anything physical. It's that unexplainable pull where two souls feel seen and understood without even trying. Every woman secretly longs for that kind of emotional connection where she can drop her guard and just be. When a man connects with her on that level, he doesn't try to control her or change her. He understands her. He listens not to fix, but to feel. That kind of understanding makes her feel safe, desired, and alive all at once. It's not about how often you talk, it's about how deeply you make her feel when you do. Connection starts with presence, but it deepens through authenticity. When you're not pretending to be perfect, when you allow her to see your real emotions, your values, your fears, and your strength, she feels your truth. And that truth draws her closer because it gives her permission to be real too. Women crave that. A bond built not on performance, but on honesty. When you create that space for her, she lets you in emotionally. You stop being just another man she likes. You become the man who feels like home. The beauty of real connection is that it doesn't depend on control. You don't have to chase or force anything. It's organic. It's born from two energies that balance each other, her softness meeting your strength. When you stop trying to dominate and start understanding, you shift from seeking power to creating harmony. That's when she starts to trust you deeply. She feels that you're not there to possess her, but to grow with her. And that's when love becomes powerful. When it's not about ownership, but freedom. A woman will go crazy for a man who connects with her soul, not just her body. Because physical attraction fades, but emotional connection intensifies with time. It's what makes her miss you when you're gone, what makes her think of you even in silence. So if you want to make her feel something unforgettable, don't focus on impressing her. Focus on understanding her. Let her feel seen in ways no one else ever has. Because once a woman feels deeply connected to you, she won't just want you. She'll need your energy, your calm, your presence. And that's when she's truly yours, not out of attachment, but out of alignment.